Hi folks, I just wanted to come on board and show you the reveal. I want to go through some of the things that I use to achieve some of this stuff here. And I use this iron product, which is found at the pharmacy, and you do need to ask for it. And it is in liquid form, and all it is iron, and that's just a fancy name for it that they have. So I use some of that, maybe about a tablespoon into 2 liters. And same thing with the alum. I see I've got a hole on the bottom, but all it is the alum that you find in your department where you have your food products. So it's used for pickling, keep things fresh. So I wanted to go over that with you. And I also use some of these powder paints just to give it some extra pizzazz. So if you have any powder paints, this would be a good time to use them. So that's a set that I have in those colors, and then I had another set here in these colors. And these are specific towards putting medium with the actual paint pigment, so it's powdered. Okay, so then you know I put some of that in there. I also had this gold embossing. So if you have anything like that around, you might want to try some of that just to add to it. And then for extra color, I thought I would just add some, after I do the reveal, if I still needed some, I could add some drops of my food coloring. So that was another option. I have here in a basin some vinegar with some soap, and that will then be, once I do the reveal, you put the items in here so that then they can get cleaned, and I'll dry them on the drying rack. So a few steps here to go through, but I thought I would just come on board to show you what the reveal is going to look like. So I'm just going to open my first one here. Better get my gloves on because we're dealing with natural dyes, and I don't know, it's just a way to protect your hands so that if you've got another appointment, you don't have to worry about your hands when you go out. So I've got these tied up in bundles. Have no idea what they're going to look like, but I am excited because I think what happens with something like this, when you experiment like this, it just presents itself as another way to be creative and to use those creative muscles that we all have. And a lot of times we don't try different things because, well, that's not part of the rules, you know. So this is really good for me to see, as well as share what I've learned and make notations. So what I generally do when I'm doing experiments like this is that, you know, I make notes to see, you know, what worked, what didn't work. So far, I'm kind of liking the results, and I'll keep unfolding here and keep going so you can see the whole thing. So you can see some of the leaves are still intact. So there's a lovely leaf there, it's still intact. That one I did not soak ahead of time. The other ones I did soak in the pans with the products I was showing you. So I put the iron, actually soaked it in overnight with all the leaves and the flowers, so that that would come out of the actual plant. And the other, what I did was I soaked it in the alum, and that was to prepare the cloth. So the cloth was in the alum, and the iron was for the actual plants. So I've got my PVC pipe here. This is plumbing pipe. Find any hardware store, and it's kind of nice because you don't have to worry about it warping or anything when you go to boil it. I boiled it for 90 minutes, and then once it was done boiling, then I just let it sit, and I found the longer these actually sat, the more color was being created just by the oxidation, I guess, from just sitting. So anyways, here's the first one here. So this is the actual cloth. You can see there's still plants there that I need to pull off. So let's pull those off. see if it makes any particular interesting patterns here. And what I think I'm going to do is probably do some sewing on here, maybe some hand stitching. Stitch collage is really popular right now, so that's kind of an interesting look, and I think I can do a lot with that, so I'm pretty excited with that. So I'll put that in the bath here. And this one here was actually tissue. So the tissue paper here, and there's still some plants. Interesting plant there. Look at that. Kind of see through it. And this tissue is the archival tissue that you'd find at the art store. It's not the tissue paper that you find at the dollar store. Just so you're aware of the type of tissues that I'm using here. And it's coming apart in some areas, which, you know, is to be expected. I use this in my collage pieces. So you could even leave some of your leaves on there if you wanted to. Like, you wouldn't have to take them all off. So this one I'm not going to put in the bath. I'm just going to let it dry naturally. And then whenever I'm doing my collage work, and then I can add a little bits of this and that in there. So even though it doesn't look glorifying by any means, I'm sure it will work out really nice in my collage work. So I'm pretty excited about that one. I'll just put that aside for drying over here. If you'd like to keep on watching, I have one here that was just some strong paper out of my sketchbook. So I thought, well, I'll see what that one does. So what I'll do is untie it. And we'll do the reveal of that one too. So I think on paper it takes the eco dyeing a little bit different. So there again, that's where the notes come in really handy. And then you can make notation of what you liked, what you didn't like, and then figure out whether or not you would want to repeat it. So that's always the thing too. It's kind of like unrolling a scroll here. Look at that. So interesting so far. And there's the stick I used. I just picked up a stick outside to roll it in. So I live out here in the woods, so there's lots of that sort of thing around here. I'm really liking this. This could be used for, say, my sketchbook. I can put in pages. I can actually write a nice little poem or something on there. I think that could be quite nice. And this one too. So this one still has the leaves stuck on there. So again, I can take those off and see if there's no patterns really when I take it off. I could have left it in there and just glued it down, but I took it off. That's okay. So there you go. Kind of interesting how the edging went a little darker over here. So that'll be dried. I'll reuse that in one of my journals or in my collage work. So I've got two more here to reveal. I threw in a couple of pieces that were just loose, just to see what would happen with it. And I'm liking what I'm seeing here. There's some interesting designs here. And just show you that one here. Okay, so that could be used. And then if you still want to continue on with more reveals, you'll have to hang in there, because this video is getting a little bit long. It's 9 minutes already. But I'm pretty excited about this new eco dyeing. This is the perfect time of year to do the eco dyeing, because this is when the plants are out in full bloom. You've got lots of opportunities to pick those flowers, and there's different ways of doing eco dyeing. This is just one way, and I've tried different ways, and I thought, well, we'll see what this one does. And I'm really happy with the results. I think what you have to decide on is how much effort do you want to put in. So there you can actually see the blue that picked up from the powdered paint. So that's kind of interesting on that one. I kind of like this one. I like how it has on the back here, can really emphasizes the lines from, you can see the lines of where the actual string was. So you can emphasize those with sewing or putting that into a space that can be like an installation. I'm gonna put this one in the vinegar, just soak it, just so that it holds its dye. And then I'll hang those up today on the line. So again, this was a tissue paper. And this one, I'm kind of tempted to leave just the leaves right on there. And then see how much of the leaf structure will stay on. And that could be nice for the collage. And there's some interesting designs there on that side as well. So I think the video is probably long enough. I'll stop it there. And I'm glad you could join me for the reveal. All right, bye for now and have a great day.